Good evening and welcome into Cincinnati Soccer Talk, episode 390 to be exact. We are so close to that 400. I think we had a debate amongst ourselves whether we could hit it before the end of the year. That would be tough. But if FCC can keep us going into the postseason and cranking it out, it is possible. I did some counting and it is possible. If they extend it and we don't go into a early off-season break. No one wants that. But we got some fun stuff to talk about. We sent out a tweet earlier today asking for fun topics you guys want to cover. As you could see in our header image coming into the show, FCC2 has taken the spotlight of Cincinnati Soccer Talk, and we're highlighting those players, and they won whatever the version of a supporter shield is. I heard it does have a name. I've already forgotten it, but excited to see them playing well. And we're happy you're tuned in. You know, this show is sponsored by Apollo Home, Cincinnati Soccer Talk listeners, and Beyond Exercise. All three of you guys are awesome. And we're proud to have you guys on board with us in 2024. All right, let's get the cast in here. I can't do it alone. No one wants to hear me do it alone. So we got three experts, star-studded experts that are joining me tonight. First up, we'll introduce them. You know him, you love him. Brian Biedenbach, how you doing?
Hey man, I'm doing well. I think as well as we can be after a week that we just had. So I'm kind of sitting here in denial, wearing my undefeatable hat. And wishing I knew more about FCC2 because they sound like a more fun team to follow at the moment.
FCC2 is exciting. I think you can actually check their games out on their. Well, they do it. They do it. They put out a. What do you call that, Justin? You're an expert in this field. They do like these mini, like 15-minute versions of the games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the recaps
on YouTube.
You get that, and you can go to their website at MLSNP or whatever it is, and just watch the games live on there.
That sounds like something I need to do here soon.
Those I'm kidding you not, those 15-minute games, that is an awesome way to watch a soccer game. You know, if you're not like, you don't have 90 minutes, you know, Brian, you've been out in the youth teams all day, you know, you get home, you know you only have 15 minutes until some kid or somebody needs something, and that's enough time to sneak into the bathroom. Just sit there and watch a game.
That's fantastic. I will keep that in mind.
I'm helping you out here. All right, Justin. Thanks for chiming in there. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm just kind of soaking in some of this postseason or, you know, beginning of postseason play in the United States. You get the MLS winding down. You got USL winding down, and you got some lower division matches going on around the country. I've been soaking it all in.
Have you had a chance to check out any more in Lexington?
Yeah, I've not been able to get down there. I've been on vacation. I've been busy with work, but definitely been watching them from afar. They had a pretty impressive come from behind win, late winner or late tying goal, the Lexington women's team. So they're trying to come around. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the fan base is really bought into it yet, or the just population as a whole. So hopefully they can get back to the drawing board and figure out how to get people riled up, go to those games.
Yeah. Jump the marketing machine, plug it in, inject the funds. That's what my marketing department at work is always telling me. So I'm in accounting, so I'm the stingy one, and they're like, "Hey, give us money," and I'm like, "Yeah, but you can't guarantee results, can you? Over there, you just think your campaign will work." All right, Bill. Thanks for joining us tonight. Glad to have you. New equipment, rocking it over there.
Doing some new equipment, a little better camera, a little better mic, trying to keep up with you guys. It's not easy, but giving it a whirl. Just glad to be here tonight. And, you know, this is going to be a great round of playoffs. So I'm really excited and really looking forward to it. I think it's hard not to get excited at this point, even though it wasn't a great week. But, yeah, we tried some new things. Some worked, most didn't, but we'll go from there.
Yeah, I want to talk about that because last week I think a lot of the people on this show said it's fine if we lose as long as we try something new. So I want to know if it's enough. It's a little highlight preview. All right, well, let's get into your best and the worst of the week. We don't have to dwell on the worsts, but we do need to stick with it just for traditional sake. So, Brian, you're up first.
Yeah, my best, I'm going to go with Brandon Vasquez getting a call up to the U.S. national team. It's hard to find a best with our team right now, but former player getting that call up that we've all been hoping for and wanting to see, and hopefully a former forward for FCC put some goals in the back of the net while we're still waiting for him on our end. So, yeah, I was excited to see that. My worst, man, the dread this weekend of being a Cincinnati sports fan. When FCC had opportunities they didn't take advantage of, they make plays that they made that just, backfired on us. And the Bengals taking Baltimore all the way to the end and finding a way to lose the game. My son, I'll tell you, I was watching the football game with my son. He doesn't watch a whole lot of soccer with me, but we were watching football. And as soon as we missed the field goal, he ran upstairs and slammed his door, and he was done. And he didn't come out the rest of the day. So the dread of Cincinnati sports is catching on with the next generation of my family, even here in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
That's awesome.
And I know what you mean, man. I'm a transplant, and I was like, you guys are just overhyping this Cincinnati sports fandom thing. And that was, I think, like a month later, I'm sitting there watching the Bengals lose to the Steelers in the playoffs. That was the Burfitt hit thing. And it was like, oh my God, you guys are cursed.
Yeah. We have such good teams, and we get there and then we can't do anything with it. So, yeah.
Not to derail the conversation, but I did read, and this might be a big popular tweet that went around. So sorry if you've already heard it, but Joe Burrow has more passing yards than the Minnesota Vikings quarterback, but they're 5-0, and the Bengals are 1-4.
Yeah,
crazy. It's defense, though, right? Nice. It's got to be at that point.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later in the show too.
Oh man, it's the same problem though, right? FCC's got Lucha Acosta, but the defense is falling apart. The Bengals got Joe Burrow. Defense is falling apart.
That's it.
Just circular.
we do have the Reds too, guys. We did get a new coach finally, so maybe good things will happen there.
Does the new owner come with that new coach?
Ooh, no, that's not going to happen. He can't afford to sell.
Yeah. Well, it's everything comes back around. That's what my parents always told me. Every time I was a teenager and thought I was wearing some cool new style, they go, I was done in the 80s, dude.
I wasn't even the kid that got the cool stuff, right? I was the one that was like whatever was on sale at JCPenney. That was my wardrobe choice. Sure, Mom, Levi's is good. Everybody else is wearing like American Eagle and all that cool stuff.
Well, I thought I did, but then I look at these pictures and I'm like, well, maybe not. All right, guys. Who's up next? Justin?
Yeah. So my best is, if you guys didn't see it, a couple of the Cincinnati Sirens, this beautiful club up north that play indoor and outdoor, believe it or not, but they have been selected. 4 of their players have been selected to the mini World Cup. Kind of butchered that. But Christy Swalski, Gabby Bearth, Emily Bearth, and Kate Drummond, they got off to a 4-0 victory over the Czech Republic today. So let's hope that the U.S. team can bring home yet another World Cup. And for my worst, I'm going to go with Valhalla FC, unfortunately getting bounced from the U.S. Open Cup qualifications. They unfortunately conceded far too many of those PKs.
Man, that happened last year too. Speaking of break, they need a break. They come this close. All I want is for a minor league FC Cincinnati, a minor league team in this city to make the Open Cup. Man,
it would be amazing. Like,
I would go so hard.
We have two of the best, at least in this like Ohio Valley region. You have Nitro, Northern Kentucky Nitro, and you have Valhalla FC. They're both really good, and they commit a lot of resources into it. But unfortunately, other teams are kind of vying for the same positions.
Yeah, I didn't even realize they were up until I saw the tweets, and then I followed along. Thank goodness for the U.S. Open Cup Twitter account, like not the official one, the fan ran one. That one is just
it's on money. Yeah, it's
Oh,
perfect.
overpowered. Whoever runs that is just a machine. Never quits, never stops. Ever since 2016, that account's just been boom, boom, boom. How they keep up with all that minor league, like we're talking like super minor league, like
well, they're really smart because they like if you're smart about it or if you're willing enough to they'll reach out to various different local sources. I know Kenta's participated in that. They'll basically say, hey, you got a game that's an hour and a half away. Can you make it? We'll pay for the trip. We'll cover all expenses. And so most of the information you're getting is right from the vine.
Yeah, passion project though. At the end of the day, and truly a fascinating one. He needs to open some kind of like budget, like donation thing if he doesn't already have it. Man deserves it big time. All right, Bill Taylor, last but not least, and then we'll get into some of our followers then Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, I've got to say that keep the comments coming, guys. They're great. Some of you are making me laugh, so thank you very much for that. I got to say my best is Acosta. I'm telling you, he is worth the price of admission to go to any MLS game when he's playing. I mean, the things that he can do with the ball, his ability to turn and shoot, it's the supporting cast. He could look that much better, but with his point total, assist, goal scored, I mean, it's still an impressive year, especially with a team that hasn't out and out shown their ability to score a lot of goals in a match. So he's done quite well. So Acosta's probably my best, as he's been several times this year. I just love watching the guy play. Cucho in Columbus, Suarez in Miami. I mean, there are some players that to me just kind of make the league worth watching, really, when it comes down to it. And, Acosta, thank you. I really appreciate the strong effort, and let's hope we can get you some medal this year. My worst, it's got to be the curse that you guys put on Celentano. I mean, here I was supporting him, like month, maybe 5 weeks ago, and saying he's the guy, and then he allows that second goal. He allows a near post goal. I mean, just the play has not been spectacular, to say the least. It's been very average at best. It's been an average keeper in the MLS. What is the answer? I've seen people talk about the importance of Miazga. Yeah, a central defender is that important in this game, but that doesn't mean the keeper all of a sudden lacks skill. I don't know if if they need to take some time off. I don't know if they need a few days rest. I'm not sure what the secret sauce is. Somebody mentioned take the team bowling. I don't know what it is, right? But there's got to be something to kind of invigorate this team and that defense. And, yes, there's been a lot of changes, but they're still all professionals when they come down to it. And some of those mistakes are very, college-esque at best. Bad passes, soft passes, not going to the ball, not stopping the shooter. I mean, not moving to the ball when it's just outside the box. That has accounted for so many goals this last month. So I'm a little down. I'm a defensive coach, a goalkeeper specialist. I get that. It's been hard to watch the last several games. It's been very difficult. And I blame you guys.
All right, well, we'll take it. All right, let's get into some of your best and worst. Jay Yates, his best, a merciful end to this dreadful regular season stretch. Worst, the team currently has zero fire, no passion, no hunger, no grit. If Lucho is the heart, Miazga was apparently the soul. Man, I wish I could write that well. Good job, Jay. That was woeful. Yeah, it was woeful, but still beautiful. All right. We have a lot of people agreeing about Miazga leadership lacking, as you mentioned there, Bill. let's see if we got any other best and worst. We got a really good conversation in here. Nope. All right. So the my best is that I had to leave this game. I was sick all weekend, and so I'm sitting there and feeling like garbage, and the person next to me goes down. So I end up I literally walk in this game, guys. 5 minutes, and then I had to get in the car and leave. So I was super bummed, and I'm trying to figure out my Apple subscription, log in, so I can try to catch the game. And let's just say that at least I didn't miss much. So
Certainly not.
That's the thrill of missing that one. All right, but my worst is finding out what happened today with Angulo. And just the general vibe in playoff position, all that jazz. I thought I would get cheered up by hearing Messi might just get a World Club spot, but didn't do it for me. Like I thought.
Dang it! We'll have to talk to Don about that.
Yeah. All right, but no, we do hope Angulo is. We got some encouraging news that at least he's doing. Okay, not out of the woods yet, but if you don't know, he was in a car crash. Apparently there were some fatalities. Luckily he was not one of them for his sake, but I'm sure that that'll be weighing on him. But yeah, we feel bad. FCC put out a press release, so you can kind of see it there, and I'm sure there'll be updates as we go. But kind of a bummer on a bummer week, even if he's not exactly with the club right now and on loan. All right, we do want to, before we get into the thick of it, give a shout out to our sponsor, Apollo Home. If you have HVAC, plumbing, or electrical needs, reach out to Apollo. They've been serving Greater Cincinnati and Southern Dayton for 110 years and would love to help if you ever need anything. And of course, they've been a sponsor of Cincinnati Soccer Talk for 110 years, and we appreciate that, as we've existed way longer than the club. All right, so next up, I think what do we want to call this? Forget the week ever happened. Is that a good way to call it?
That's fair. Yeah,
I like it.
No, so let's continue this talk from last week. Last week, several people on this show said, "I don't care if we lose. I just want to see something, some fire, some kind of offensive." It really was about the offense. Like, Kelsey needs to be out there. He needs to be out there in a combo that's going to work for Kelsey. Did we see that? Are you happy with what you saw?
You saw him out there. I mean,
He was physically there.
You saw him physically there. Other than that, he ran a lot. I mean, that's another thing I could say. He chased a lot of people, put pressure on the goalkeeper to play the ball. I mean, other than that, virtually invisible on set pieces. Is it his time yet? I don't know. Big question mark in my book.
that's the thing though with him, right? I forget how young he is. I think with time he'll develop, but man, he was losing his mind out there. Yeah. We saw him get that card pretty early and get pulled at halftime, right? I believe he got pulled in this last match. Man, something different. I don't know.
Yeah, he was fighting with people, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was losing his mind. And you want fire. Maybe we got fire, but it wasn't fire that was thoughtful. Like, it wasn't at the right time in the right places on the pitch. So yeah, man, I didn't see enough new. And is it still true? What was it? 2 weeks ago, we talked about Cincinnati has not started the same 11 on the field any game this entire season.
Yeah.
So it's hard to build some consistency. We've had something new every game, right? And it's right now, whatever new we're putting out there is not producing. And I'm just not seeing what I hope to see.
Which, by the way, if that's your current statistic, then you only have like one game left to not do it. Like, do you just put one more change out there?
Teenage baby, man. Teenage. Yeah, absolutely.
Put him
Steven
in forward.
Jimenez, get him out there and let him give it a go. See what he's got, right? We got nothing else to lose.
Cliff on YouTube said he's playing center back versus Philly for us.
I'll take it.
I'm not mad about that.
I might pay to see that, actually.
I want to see how short he is. Once you're actually out there next to Robinson, like I bet you look pretty short.
Question: would you rather have Cliff at center back or Matt Miazga, who just returned to running this past week?
Is that a real question? I mean, I take Miazga over any center back on the field right now.
Put Miazga in a lawn chair back there. I would take that right now.
Murphy's position, I think that's what I really want. I think if you had like Miazga, Robinson, and like one of the new center backs, I wonder how different this team would be. Because there's been a lot of talk about do you feel comfortable going in the playoffs with a 3 center back structure?
No, absolutely not. No, I think I wrote that down. I haven't seen any inspiration from the flat 3 in the back. I just haven't. Their movement, their rotation, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing anybody attack the ball on the defensive third. It's been very depressing. Is Yedlin the answer? I don't know, but I would like to see him back there over, say a Murphy. That's maybe make it all 4. Put Yedlin up top, Robinson in the back, and then you got a right and left back. I like that formation a little better. I think it serves us better. But you got to have a Yedlin that moves to the ball, somebody that moves to the ball at the 20, right outside the penalty area, and I'm not seeing it.
I think with some time, Teenage could be that. At least what I've seen in other places. Again, limited knowledge of who he is and what he brings, but he's a guy that seems to get upfield quickly, and he seems to be a guy that's not afraid to go at the ball. Have I been impressed at all in his last 2 matches? No. Especially when he came in late in that first game and he almost kicks a guy in the face, right? Who's 6'4". So I think with some time, that's the unfortunate thing, right? We don't have time going into the playoffs to find that lock at that left center back position. I'm not sold that Miles Robinson is the anchor at that center back position, but I think he's all we've got right now. I saw some fire with the Wazium in there, but I haven't heard an update on his injury. I'm assuming he's out at least for another couple of weeks. So I think we got a whole problem across that back line. I'm nervous going in here.
Well, that's the thing. We have, at least on paper, these are not terrible players. Like Robinson is a U.S. national team player. He's got his stuff. It's just whatever combination we're rolling out, whatever we're missing, and part of it is because we're playing just 3 center backs. We are sending. Powell freaking drove all the way to the net and almost scored. Like, so if you've got Alvis Powell that high up there, who's back there? We're playing a very aggressive pressing offense still. We've never switched off of that. And you pay the price because when you just can't have stupid turnovers. End of the day. We play too aggressive to have stupid turnovers, and when you have or bad goalkeeping. But when you have silly little dumb mistakes, you're going to lose the game, or you're going to have to outscore, which is what we saw early in the season, right? We saw some like barn burners, 4-3s, and if the offense is putting in the nets, then you don't. Well, who cares that you got scored on twice on takeaways? I think that's the problem. If I had to boil it all up and sum it all down and put it in a nice pot, we either have to attack more with this offense, with this formation, or we have to change it, and we got to just stack the box. And honestly, going to the playoffs, if we want to have a shot, it sounds crazy because does FCC even remember how to play a 4-back line? But
that's my fear, man. And switching is we haven't played it in how many seasons now, right? And we didn't have any of these players that we have now playing it. So they're professionals. They can switch. They can make the adjustment. We've just never seen that adjustment in game for more than a few minutes at a time, right? I think there's other ways to stack the back line and stack the box. Maybe we'll talk about that later. But we've got to find a way to protect Celentano a little bit. And I hate to say that. As a goalkeeper coach, he should be the one taking the lead back there. But he is right now not. There was some hope. There was a glimmer a few weeks ago. And somebody, I think in our Slack chat this week, said something about that one ball that went under his hands just may have been the answer of will he ever get a call up to the U.S. national team. Well, I think he made 2 other saves in that match that could have been like, all right, this guy's got it.
The one on Enrique was insane.
Oh, absolutely. When he was offsides anyway, and they didn't call it, that one.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. And there's another reaction save he made that was just incredible. And then you let a ball roll under your hand that my JV freshman keeper could have made that save. Like, how does that happen all in the same game? So we've got to find a way to get more people in the box so he doesn't take as many shots, because it's just not working right now.
Yeah. And we're not talking about next year's strategy. We're not talking about, we're just talking about how does a team that has lost 3 out of their last 4 go into the playoffs? Because there is, I don't know about you guys, offensive confidence is at an all-time low. I have confidence in 2 players on the whole front half of the field.
Does one of them never use his right foot?
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have to, right? Sometimes you don't have to.
When the entire MLS knows you're going to your left foot now, and they let you go to the right, and he's going to cut back anyway. There's something he needs to figure out, I think.
Yeah.
So
but there's a set piece, Brian. He gets the win for the set piece.
There's that.
So you talk about the 3-back set, and there is some, if you're a goalkeeper, there is visual impairment if your line's not moving. If they're not moving out of your way, and I might give Celentano just a little credit, but he's not controlling his defenders to get to the ball. Nobody's moving to that ball in that defensive third. I don't care if you call it a forward defender or a defensive midfielder. I don't care what you call it, but somebody's got to get more aggressive in that play in the defensive third. And I don't mean get so aggressive you just get beat flat out and they go around you. I'm talking about somebody to pressure the ball, block, get in the way of the shot. And I think that's kind of what you alluded to, was take a little bit off of Celentano. Maybe, so the old theory is, even if a shot's taken and a goalkeeper has to make a save, 10 other guys screwed up, right? So, there's a lot. Goalkeeping is a position where it's the God or GOAT syndrome. You can make some great saves and, you win the game, you freaking allow 1 goal and you lose 1-0, and it's all your fault. But there are some unexcusables in that last 2 games. Getting beat near post is a crime for a goalkeeper. You should never be beat near post, and he was. And then the ball that went under him, like I said, the only thing I can think of is he was blocked. But when it comes to it, there's no control. And some people have mentioned it in chat about Miazga and the leadership. But and as far as a central back, a central defender, Robinson is all we have. I cannot think of another player that I would want back in that center D spot.
I'd take away him in that spot, to be honest with you.
Well, of course, but not available, right?
If he's available, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I just think that he steps to the ball a lot sooner than Robinson. Robinson's just so hesitant.
Yeah.
That's kind of the scouting report we got from Atlanta after his injury before the World Cup. He has really had lost a step and lost his confidence a bit. And he just kind of is like chasing ghosts nowadays. And I'm really disappointed that Robinson, he is kind of keeping us afloat and giving us some backbone right now, but it's miles away, no pun intended, it's miles away from what I expected whenever we made that big signing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he paired much better with Miazga back there than being the leader back there. It's been hard to watch. And I will say, Bill, back to your point about getting beat near post, I agree most of the time. And we can argue about this all you want. When a guy squeezes an 8-inch or a 10-inch ball into a 2-inch slot on the near post, because that's all that's open, I don't know that anybody's saving that. He's also got to watch that ball coming across the middle too. I hated seeing it, but man, that was the perfect. He couldn't have put it anywhere else for Celentano not to save that. So I will give him that. We can argue about it later. Boston, I think I cut you off a couple times there.
No, you didn't. I was taking a pizza break.
Perfect.
No, but I just
Great
quickly about, again, coming back to the ball. I know we've really included Miazga in his absence, but I mean, Nick Hagelin also was one of those players that was at times reckless, right, in his challenges, but he would never be afraid to kind of cut it out before it got there, right? Instead of having something that's building up right on the edge of your box and you're just looking around for, okay, where's Abina Nwobano? Where's Abina Nwobano? And then having no one step forward to the ball. That's really what's hurt us the last couple of games. It's not really things that are happening inside the box or in the 6-yard box. A lot of it's happening in the buildup. And we're seeing like Gioacchini have to track back, and I think there was a play where he completely cut off Murphy. I think that was the LAFC game. He completely cut back and took him away from the ball. And those things shouldn't be happening. Like there should be a lot more sense of urgency before the ball is even thought to come into the box.
Yeah. Urgency is the word, right? All around. I think that we're missing.
We're also missing like the real match inside this match. If you gave up on the goals, we had 2 benches that were ready to brawl.
Yeah,
it was on.
It started hot.
Yeah, speaking about the Reds, like it was about to be total baseball out there.
Evan Loru with the save of the match, right? Getting in the middle of that one.
Yeah,
calming things down.
Yeah, that was wild to see. I mean, who knows what they were talking about? I'm sure but I mean, there was obviously in the fan base and beyond that, there was some frustrations with Galasi's play. So maybe something came of that. Maybe there was just some exchange of words. Maybe there's some history between Paul Rogers and Buena, I think is his name. But that was crazy to see, and good on them though to stand up to it. You know, don't let that bickering and stuff like that go on. Get in their face, let them know.
Yeah. And I think Orlando was upset with the ref in the first half too, and so that they got their coach all fired up.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to go on a tangent, but Oscar Pereira's team lives and dies on that style of play. They make things messy. They like to get under your skin and really go in with hard challenges and stuff like that. I mean, we've seen that 1,000 times. His name is escaping me right now, but I think it's Janssen. The center back. I mean, how many times have we seen Janssen go in hard and what was this? What is it? It's ridiculous. The way they play, I'm not hating on Pereira. I think he's one of the top 4 coaches in the league, but it's completely uncalled for. You have a load of talent in Orlando. You've had a load of talent, and to constantly play a style of ball that makes even the Red Bulls blush is ridiculous.
To get back to Janssen, to get leveled by a kid, even a kid that's your size, and Kevin Kelsey, and to stand up and just have this dumbfounded look on your face was one of my favorite moments of the match. And you say good on you, and I'm with you for not letting the bickering continue. But if it comes to blows, who wins that fight?
Kelsey.
No, I'm talking the coaching staff.
Oh yeah.
Probably the answer would be not Noonan.
No, Noonan's young though. He could move.
Noonan could take Pereira, but
Pereira plays. He probably fights dirty. That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
What do you give?
You know who I'm taking? I'm taking Kinnear.
Kinnear?
Like that's a guy that's probably seen a couple pub fights in his life.
Yeah, I mean, like with Dom, I believe he's seen a few fists swung at him before, so he probably could. He probably has the experience, but I don't know, man. He's getting up there.
I bet Noonan's sneaky quick. Noonan is sneaky quick, I think. And was he the strength coach? The guy that was just towering over who was that guy? Do you know what I'm talking about? Who came in kind of late? Yeah.
Paul Rogers. He's our goalkeeping coach.
Okay. Yeah, dude's
He's
huge.
a massive human being.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he finishes it.
It makes sense that a goalkeeping coach would be massive, because they're usually already pretty tall dudes. No, I like that. That's a good segment there, Brian. All right. Well, I'm done with this game. I think we did our due diligence. Checked the box. Talked about FCC's last match, but we're gonna move it over to our Twitter question and see what you guys think FCC needs to do to fix the team. I don't think these are 100% serious, which is awesome. we need a little bit of humor. Before I get into that, let's give a shout out to Beyond Exercise, the local physical therapy and fitness business that helps people stay active and injury free. In fact, they help out some of our local MLS Next, and FCC Academy players with their health and performance needs. Check out their suite of services at gobeyondexercise.com. All right. How to fix the team. Listener comments. All right. At Dr. Hodenball says, if you look your best and you feel your best, you will play your best. It's time to put the coaching staff in suits. The problem is Coach Noonan dressing down every game, guys.
Oh my God. We're going full tinfoil hat, like SEC fans now at this point.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, that was the question, right?
Yeah.
Not serious answers only. Yeah.
I want my coach to dress a certain way. God dang it.
I like it. I like where his head's at. If you're trying to fix the mojo, we have a distinct coach style. And it's he's all by himself. I can't think of any other coach in the league that dresses like Pat Noonan.
I think he has to have a contract with that apparel company. Like he's wearing a different piece of apparel every single match.
It's FCC's apparel company.
Yeah. Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah. The
I don't think I've ever seen
four
some
club
of those
for Cincy. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's his look? I mean, isn't that just his look?
Yeah.
That's a style here, right? We can't change that now.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And
you're not going to.
Do you think he just shows up pre-match in his office and it's there, or do you think Pat Noonan personally goes out, picks it out? That's what I wonder.
I think he wears it into the office. I'd be surprised if he wore anything else, to be honest with you.
So it's the kids picking it.
Yeah.
That's a good shout, Justin. I wonder if it is in his locker or in his office when he shows up. This is what you're wearing tonight. It could be.
Could be.
Well, Pat, if you listen to this show,
send us a message. Get in the chat tonight.
Just know that there is one FCC fan out there that thinks Kevin Kelsey will figure out a way to have chemistry with the rest of the players if you put on a tie and a blazer, and that will make Santos faster. Kelsey jiving with Acosta. They just don't respect you, Pat. That's the problem.
Have you guys noticed that he never
near post ball?
Shut up. Have you noticed that he never leaves the coaching box ever? Have you noticed that?
Ever.
Whether he's home or away, he never leaves that coaching box. I'll give him that.
All right. At Chris, I'm actually interested to see if anybody mentioned that. At Chris Crawford, 37, said the old Mark Grace slump busters. I'm not gonna read this next part.
You'll have to look that up yourself.
Good.
Oh, so I think that's a throwback, right?
Must be.
It's old school. Yeah. I was young when that was happening, so yeah, that's old.
All right, Patrick Runninghouse. All players get a mullet cut. Significantly lowers the expectations of the team. and allows them to play loose.
I
What do you
like
think about
that.
Just
Who-
Luca with the mullet?
How
Yeah,
do you
Lucho, I would believe it.
how do
Lucho
you
would
go
just
from
change his
there?
look.
Like, I don't know how you do that though. You can't go from Acosta's haircut to a mullet, can you? There's not enough hair.
We need Yedlin to don the mullet. That would be perfect.
Yedlin has enough hair to go mullet.
He would rock it.
Celentano needs to shave the mustache. That's what needs to happen.
That's
Right
the real
on.
problem.
Right
That's
on.
ridiculous.
It's like getting in his peripheral view and you can't see the ball properly. So I think
All I think of is 70s, you know what. So Cliff brings up a good little thing in chat that I've actually been paying a lot of attention to, and that's Kip Keller and kind of where has he gone or where has he disappeared to. For a while, he was nursing a hamstring injury, but he has been available the last couple of games. I think it's once again, we're at that youth, where do we shove the youth in where it doesn't absolutely destroy us in the defensive three. I like his aggressiveness, but sometimes, that gets him in a lot of trouble. And I think that might be why he's riding some pine.
I saw him.
Yeah, he was there.
I was in the First Financial Club, and on the TV, I look up, and on the TV screen, it says Kip Keller, and they were highlighting him while he was warming up. So he was there. That's the last time I saw him. That's the first time I've seen him in a long time.
He was on the bench for sure. Yep.
There's your FCC Kip Keller update. All right. Other listener comments and suggestions to fix the team. This one's a throwback. So I want to see if any of you guys remember this moment in FCC history. Sub out Roman for Sprinkles and Ian for the FCC Squirrel. Anybody remember the FCC Squirrel?
absolutely the elusiveness, man. I like that. Quick cutting. I mean, and then Sprinkles. I don't know about having a giant hole in your stomach as a goalkeeper, but I think he did all right.
Worth a shot.
I think he did all right.
Mm-hmm. Bill, were you around for the Squirrel?
Yeah, that would be a no.
No?
That would be a big negative. Yeah, no.
You never caught the squirrel that invaded Nipper. They had to stop the game.
I've only seen
Stadium.
clips. I was not there.
Oh, yeah.
That predates me and my season ticket seats. So
It spawned a Twitter account. FCC Squirrel was tweeting for years.
Forgot that.
Yeah, it was. It's a real bummer. The FCC Squirrels doesn't tweet anymore. If you want to go back nostalgia lane, there's that's waiting for you after the show. And then of course Sprinkles, which I still believe should come back because it's way better than Chick-fil-A little nugget cam or whatever they're doing at halftime in nowadays. So, bring back the donut. Dude, the Bailey loved the donut. Like made you not want to go get a beer. It made you just want to stay there and watch this donut beat up on some kids.
nobody wants that.
Oh, I do.
I'd stay and watch it.
Yeah. Another suggestion: clone Kubo, enough to fill the entire squad. So we just need 11 Kubos.
Yes.
You don't think that would suck at center back? Like 4 Kubos back there?
No, because then you have like a whole bench, so you can get like the yellow card and then the other yellow card, and then you can sub them out. Just keep rotating Kubos. Be perfect.
And then if your center back Kubo goes forward to attack, your 6 Kubo can drop in. And
now you're doing Wilford Nancy stuff.
That's right.
You got like everyone go forward.
Now Kubo in the goal. I'm not sure. We'll see.
That is not a lot of body.
That might actually be my fix for this team. I think Kubo just needs to right the ship. He's done everything else remarkably well. We just need to have Kubo come in and just between the sticks and just say, all right, man, this is going to be my position. I mean, it can't go any worse right now. He's not going to spill one. I can promise you that.
Imagine being the player on the other team, though. It's like, guys, don't even worry about top corner. Just top anything, and it's a goal.
Just shoot it.
Just shoot it. Don't turf your toe. That's all. And don't turf the toe.
Top bends. That's all you need against the Kubo GK.
So it's not from lack of shooting, guys. I mean, we take shots on goal. We actually have a good shot ratio. It's just Are they not going in the net? What do we do to improve that? A shot, that doesn't go on frame, it might as well not be a shot. Goalkeeper coach, I mean, come on, you got to understand that, right?
No
It's
doubt.
a wasted effort.
No doubt.
Yeah, there was a ton of those in this past match. I mean,
Yeah, very close, man. Very close.
I don't know what you can blame. I mean, the field's been there for a month now. Like, you can't blame them. I mean, what was the deal with that? Don't want to rehash Saturday again.
Right.
No. Let's just hope. I heard they're going back to the old grass this offseason. How crazy is that if that's true?
Really?
That can't be true. That can't be true.
Wait, do they have that rolled up underneath the Bailey too? You just we'll roll that back out. That'd be awesome.
We'll see. You either give that sucker a good off season and let it grow, the Bermuda, whatever they got out there now, or they go back to the hybrid. Now I'm all confused as whether they're really going back, but that'll be interesting. All right, last listener comment. I need one of those Letterman drum rolls for the final one. G Rizzy said, or is it Grizzy? I don't know. Says, threaten that for every goal FCC gives up, Ron Jans gets to run a practice.
Yes. I think that's perfect.
Can't argue with that one.
Perfect until the players union shows back up.
It's a separate issue.
He only ran like 3 anyway, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's bad at what he does there.
Really didn't get any under his belt.
The real question, guys, is how would you fix this team? What's your fix?
Does it have to be real?
No. I mean, let's stick with what our question. Fun answers only.
I'll let somebody else go first. I think the Kubo idea. I'm gonna have to fester on a new one, but Kubo between the pine or between the sticks is my choice.
Not bad. Bill, what about you? What's your fix? Your fun fix for this team?
You know what? That is a deep question. So my fun fix would be, and I like it in practice, is to hang the $100 bills in the net. And if you hit one, you get one, right? If you're an offensive player, say Celentano gets to keep it if he stops it. I mean, it seems fair. It's a motivator. They got to put something in the net. That's all they got to do. I mean, it's really that simple. And maybe they should have some fun with it. I've seen a lot of comments talking about how tight the team is right now, and it shows. They got to figure out a way to loosen up and bring some fun back into the game that they play. It is a game.
Someone in the comments tonight earlier I saw said Noonan needs to take them bowling or to a high ropes course to build that team, team spirit again.
I'm not even kidding you. Pat Noonan was asked that. I believe it was in the off season this year, or it may have been in the first few weeks of this year. And he said, that's something that I kind of overlook, and we probably should do a little bit more of that team building kind of thing. I think it was a question by Laurel Failer.
Send them to camp.
Getting them all kind of all these new pieces gelling together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not bad. Boston, where do you go? How do you fix this team?
I swap them all out for FCC2, a team that's got chemistry.
Not bad.
Just a full 1-for-1 swap. Every single player gets demoted to FCC2, and you swap them out
for one game against Philly and see how they learn their lesson. All right. I go with I think Luca Orellano could be the man, right? We depend on Lucho Acosta a ton, and we've depended on Luca a bunch. And Luca's left foot, I think we practice all week long. Everybody practices with their weak foot.
Mm-hmm.
So Luca doesn't feel awkward, like he's the only one that has to do it. You get that kid using his right foot, he's dangerous, I think. So everybody uses their weak foot this week of practice leading up to the game. There's one. I think the other thing you can do is you line this team up against the Cincinnati Bengals defense, because every time you touch the ball, you've got an opportunity to score on them. I think that's the way we do it. Build some confidence.
Hey, you did say there'd be Bengals later in the show.
There you go. There you go.
No, I love that, and I think it's 100% accurate.
So what do we do for real? What do we do for real? What does this team need? We've talked a little bit about it. What's the real fix?
Yeah, no, if we're getting serious, I think my favorite idea is the one we mentioned before, and I hate to do it this late in the game. It doesn't seem like it makes any sense, but I think you got to start playing defense. There was a time, if you can roll back the memory lane, where FC Cincinnati played under Pat Noonan, a very defensive, just try to get one goal, one score on a breakaway. Back when he was still building the roster and didn't trust everybody quite yet. I'm at that point. I don't trust the offense. I don't trust the defense to get back on a breakaway. Let's not have any breakaways. Let's just let Acosta do Acosta things, and Orellano, those two, and whoever wants to be the striker of the day, go forward and see if they can create a little bit of magic. Everybody else, stay home. Your only job is to protect that goal. And I think we can get through some playoff games. And if we just want to turn the switch on in the divisional championship or conference championship, then sure, go for it.
I like Clifford's idea in the chat. I think we should add an extra player on the field for the midfield. That would be perfect. A 4-4-3. Just do it.
12. Go 12.
Cliff, I had to tease you on that. But no, I do like his mindset there, right? Just create something to where you're having a little bit more continuity in the midfield, because you can't. The problem with FC Cincinnati right now is you're going outside and just dying. And that's where a lot of these transition breaks are coming from, is when we're going out wide and we're not able to break that midfield block. I don't even know the terminology for it, but not being able to progress the ball comfortably enough from the middle third to the attacking third. So if we can find ways to just get more midfield play, more consistent rhythm there, and we're not having to back pass the ball back to our center backs every possession, then maybe we have something, because we know that there's going to be players that are not going to play back at all. Obviously, I've been vocal about Lucho Acosta. He's dealing with a foot injury. We can't expect him to hustle back on every play to get in a defensive position, and it's not good for the team. We need him to be up high. So I think we just exploded. Just play Acosta and, pick any random forward to play up front. Santos apparently is one of those popular choices with the coaching staff.
Reach in, grab a ball.
And then just play your midfielders. You have plenty of midfielders. I really wish we would have had a little bit more experience in midfield, but you have Kubo that's available. You have Buka. You have Obina Nwobano. And you have, of course, Dado Valenzuela. So play what your strength is and put 4 midfielders out there, and then let Orellano float up the channels, maybe get in the blind spots. And then you have DeAndre Edlin or Yamel Assad to figure out the rest. So I think Owazium and Miles Robinson are away enough from the team, new enough to the team, that a 2 center back situation is not going to overwhelm them. These are guys that are really experienced playing professional football or soccer, and they're not going to be overwhelmed with the assignment of just being a 2 center back system. It would be one thing if this was Nick Haglund, who's been playing with a 3 center back system for quite a while. It would be an adjustment. So that's how I see it, but perhaps I'm wrong.
I think I'm with Boston on that one. I think we've got to go back to that ugly style. Let's park the bus for a bit. Let's feel it out. Let's weather the storm early on, and let's see what we can get on a counter. Maybe that's why you put Santos up top, somebody that's fast that can get out on a break, along with Orellano, if we can get him up high, and Lucho somewhere in between to get that outlet pass and the ball down the field. We've seen enough in recent weeks with the formation that we're playing, the 5-back system. I don't know that we go away from the 5-back, but I think we got to play tighter in there and just park for a little bit, weather the early storm, and try and get something on a counter. I think that's with the personnel we have currently, I think that's going to be our best option.
Yeah, we usually do okay playing defense. As long as we do not let a ball go out for a corner kick, we'll be fine. Because we're not good at defending set pieces either. That's the downside of my entire plan, Brian.
That's true.
I will admit there's a fault. All right, Bill, you got anything, or we'll jump into final?
Listening to all you guys, I think it's a common theme, right? There's two paths to victory during the playoffs. It's either we're gonna let up goals and we're gonna have to outscore opponents, or we back it up on defense. You guys all mentioned it. I think the secret is in the sauce of the midfield. What that midfield secret is, I mean, we talked about Orellano hardly at all during this broadcast. And he's a key piece. And I'm not going to go back to his defensive pass back, but offensively, I mean, he's got to be playing more forward than back, in my opinion. I don't know that he's the best in the universe of a defensive midfielder, but man, I like when he goes forward. He's quick with the ball. Seems to be a little step slower than he was a month ago, but legs do get tired. I completely understand. So I think the rest will do him some good before we start. You're right. We have to build and defend out of the midfield. I really think that's the secret for this squad. The midfield's got to move, and we got to be able to sub them at halftime. I think that's the path to win these games.
All right, and I just took a gander at the MLS Eastern Conference standings. This match versus Philly, you want to say it matters? It matters a little bit for going, playoff confidence, all that jazz, but it does not matter one iota as far as FC Cincinnati's position on the table. They have officially locked 3. Miami has locked 1. Columbus has locked 2. I think Orlando is close to locking 4, but not quite. That's pretty much it at the top. So now we're talking about who we're going to play next. And right now, if the season ended today, it would be Charlotte, and that would suck really bad for a first game. I almost want New York Red Bulls because we beat them twice in the playoffs.
Well, remember, it's 2 out of 3. So
I know.
You got the home away home.
Yeah, but last year we played New York Red Bulls. Best out of 3, beat them in 2. So I'm not saying we can repeat it, but
we also had a situation with pizzas and locker rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah, but he's already he can't even
there.
Can't even sabotage us this year.
It'll be back in the back room the whole time.
He can't sabotage us. His leg already sabotaged us. So yeah, but Charlotte, shoot, man, that is a team I just do not want to play. They're good.
Yeah. And we don't play well against them typically.
That's the thing. Yeah, we do not. I don't know what mental block it is, but we do not play well. You're absolutely right. We do not play well against them. Certainly, I have not seen us play to our potential this year against them.
It's funny. As I was on online somewhere this week, and I saw Columbus fans like, please, anybody but Charlotte. I think everybody's scared of Charlotte. If you're a top seed, you're scared of Charlotte because they're a top seed buster. It's like the one team in the standings that is a little spooky. I'd even rather play Orlando again, which we can't do. But it's going to be probably Charlotte, New York Red Bulls, or theoretically New York City if everybody passes them. So that's probably somewhere right around there if you're keeping track at home. All right, let's go over a couple final things. FC Cincinnati 2, of course, rocking it, winning the MLS Next Pro Eastern Conference. And we'll go into the playoffs red hot. Dado Valenzuela. Is this true? Hat trick?
Yeah. 2 out of 3 games.
After playing for FCC, just immediately turns around and bangs a hat trick?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
He's unbelievable. It's like that weird, like it would be the next progression for him would be like USL, like championship. Think that would be really good for his career, getting some confidence. But I mean,
MLS minutes. Why?
But he's getting MLS kind of. I think
earning free kicks. He's earning free kicks.
Yeah,
I won't be shocked to see him in the.
I think the speed of play is a little bit beyond him.
Year.
When you see the like 7th flop of the match, that kind of tells you that the kid's probably just a little bit overwhelmed with what's
but
going on
he's
around him.
young and he's getting professional minutes already. That tells me he's a season or two away from being a player.
I hope so.
I mean, for better or for worse. It may not be for better.
Be the hope, right? That's got to be the hope.
I don't understand why you invest this much time if you don't think it's going to work out. Like, you just keep him down at FCC2, but Noonan's yo-yoing him. So,
well, he's still extremely young. So, like, if there is, like, we're talking 3rd division soccer, MLS Next Pro, and we're talking 1st division MLS, like, just maybe get him some more consistent minutes in the middle to just naturally progress him. Like, if he had not played very many minutes this year and not had a large sample size, then I would say yes, just keep the course, keep him on the roster, let him get some minutes. It'd be great. But I think if you can get some championship minutes, get some confidence going. I mean, look what it did for Marcanic. We just cut bait with Marcanic.
Well, I'm actually scared. That's the reason I'm scared of USL loans. The players we cut, they go there, they're fine. The players we loan, when have we had a good USL loan?
Walters had a great loan. We rescinded that loan, so he's back on the staff. Paul Walters.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be the guy between the sticks in a playoff run for the MLS Next Pro team. So
I know that, but like, is he gonna supplant one of the goalkeepers? I'm not.
I don't think Khan is gonna play another 2-3 years. So I think that eventually he will take over that second position, maybe first if things keep going the way they're going.
I mean, it's worth a shot. We were dogging Tyrone Marshall after FCC's stinker first couple years. I guess it's time to give credit where credit's due. He had a little bit of help. To be fair, FCC did go out and just buy up some great players for FCC2. So, but that's not it. You do need good coaching. So we will give Tyrone Marshall the credit that we have failed to give him in the past. I believe I'm on the record for wanting him replaced.
Yeah, me too. For sure. So definitely eating crow right now.
Yeah. Future does appear bright for FCC because of FCC2. So if you're going to have a second team, you're going to have a second program, you might as well invest in it. And the FCC has. They went out there, they've made the pieces, they've got the players to be successful. We actually, for the first time in a while, you can look down at the second team and actually see bright spots that are coming. Coming hopefully for the first club. And it's a lot easier. Philadelphia Union figured this out a long time ago. It's a lot easier to just go down and pick up some pieces you've already prepared than it is to go out and find the next big international star. We've tried that many times in the number 9 position. And the best number 9 we ever had was a castaway from Atlanta. So you can spend $8 million over and over and over again. But sometimes the best thing going on is local.
And that's why we brought in who we brought in, right? With Chris Albright and Pat Noonan and guys that know how to do that from Philadelphia.
Yeah. But it's still fun to go spend $8 million. So keep doing that, FCC, because it keeps my off season going. I'm just going to say. All right, let's get your final thoughts. We will start with you, Brian. Thanks for being on tonight. It's flew by.
Yeah, man. I think, two things. One, I think this Philly game is a must win. I know we're a lock at the 3 seed, but I think this Philly game coming up is a must win just to build confidence, to build the team, to give them something to stand on going into the playoffs. Otherwise, that would be 4 games in a row slump going into the most important part of the season. So I'm struggling there thinking about that match. The other thing too, I want to go back to Bill. I think you said it as your best, Lucho Acosta. We talk a lot about what we lost in Matt Miazga. And as we wrap up this season, hopefully not too soon, but as we wrap up the season, I think the man has put the stamp on his call for MVP this season. He missed how many games because of injury? I know we had some time off. and he's still leading the league, I believe, in goal contributions, whether assists, game-winning goal contributions or goals. And without him, where would we be in the first half of the season? If Lucho Acosta was not on the field, we would not be having this conversation of being third in the playoffs, or third spot, holding the third spot going into the playoffs. So, gosh, I think it would be a tragedy if he didn't win MVP. I know we're a little ways off from that, but I think he, yeah. Anyway, I'll just leave it at that.
No, I mean, that's a good point. I don't think he's going to, but it's a good point.
Yep, you're right.
All right, Bill, you're up next.
All right, I don't want to disagree with anybody to end the show, but I don't think the game against the Union matters. I'm going to throw it in and say, what happens kind of deal. But I think the playoffs have got to be viewed as a second season for FCC this year. I think they have to put everything else behind them and really focus on the next game in the playoffs. I think that's where their attention's got to lie. When are you going to get, does Celentano shine in the playoffs? I mean, does our defense step up? Does the midfield play better? Do we all of a sudden put balls on frame? I think I don't know how much focus we're really going to have in that Union game. And I'd hate to put, an all or nothing on that. Would it be nice to win? Sure. It's always nice to win. Would a draw or a loss kill us and devastate us? I don't think any more than we're at right now. So I'm just really psyched and pumped that we're third. I mean, in the beginning of the year, after the first 6-7 matches, I don't think we were thinking that we were going to finish third. So I'm just really excited. I'm very positive. I hope we go deep. I mean, ultimately, the goal is to win it all. That's why you play the game. And the supporter shield was nice, but it's not a cup. And that's why I just want to see a cup this year. That would be a dream come true.
You're up, Justin.
Yeah, I don't want to lay it on the point, but Pat Noonan after the match, a comment about the team heading into the playoffs. He said, "I expect the last 9 games won't matter. Playoffs will start, and what we've done the regular season is over." So I think that they're already turning the page for the playoffs. So we'll see what they got. My final thought is I think Rupesh said it at the top of the show in the chat room. This MLS Next Pro format for playoffs is awesome. You get the top seed gets to pick who they want to play in the first round matchup. So tomorrow is a selection show. It starts at 2 p.m. So that's really cool dynamic. I wonder who they're going to pick. Are they going to pick like Crew 2 or something like that? That would be awesome. The possibilities are endless. They could pick literally anybody.
That is cool. I did not know that. That is sweet. I knew MLS Next had like funky rules that the MLS wants to like experiment with. So that is cool.
So theoretically, let me just throw this out there. Do you pick the easiest team that you can beat to advance, or do you pick the toughest team that you play the best against and you have their number just to get them out of the playoffs early? What do you do?
Depends on where you're at, right? Like if somebody's dealing with injuries, yeah, absolutely pick on that team, deal with it. But I think it would be a matchup thing for me if I was a coach.
Yeah.
Who do we match up against? Like kind of like what you were saying, like whoever we just have their number, that's who I would go for.
Yeah, I like choice B. I think you got to beat the best to be the best. And that's where you gauge. Let's go out and give it all. Let's knock somebody out that is a worthy opponent. So I like B better.
No, they're already the best. They won the season. They don't got to prove nothing. But if the best wants to get through the playoffs and find you at the chop, then let the best figure themselves out. That's what I'm saying. If they're really the best, they'll get their way up there, I guess.
100%.
But all right. Well, my final thoughts is that on a similar note of funky rules, Justin, if we beat Philadelphia this week, it is all the proof I need that FCC needs to give away their home playoff spot. We don't need it. We don't want it. Sacrifice it. Let's go full road Warriors, baby. I think TQL Stadium, for some reason, they get the Bailey gives them the nerves. I don't know what it is. We're gonna go play in front of other people's crowds and be the bad guys. I do kind of wonder if our team just likes scoring and then telling the opposing crowd to where they can stick it, because we seem to be a heck of a lot better on the road, and Philadelphia is all the proof I need that if that happens, I'm calling the club and I'm gonna be like, listen, I'll still give you my playoff money. You can keep it. Just give away the spot. It's the right strategy.
I like it. I think 2022 we were that kind of team. This year we're kind of that team again. Just one of those teams that can go into your house, and we love being the underdog. And 0 distractions at home. We're ready to go.
Yeah, we're fine. All right. Well, that's it for us. Brian Weigel will be back next week running the show, so check it out. I'm going to run away and go on vacation, so leave you guys to it, and I'm looking forward to listening, though, and thanks for tuning in to episode 390. We will see you soon.